Hi, everyone, and welcome to the March 2023 Cancer Weekly Reading. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi everyone and welcome again. Took a little break in February from posting on this channel. Me and my family, we all got sick like many people are experiencing this winter season. So I took the opportunity just to have a little rest and rejuvenation time. I actually did some writing too, which I always enjoy. So welcome. Thanks for watching. We're going to be taking a look at the energies for the week ahead. So about 7 days from when you choose to watch this video. Now we're going to be taking a look at the energy that you're bringing to the table here. We're going to be looking at what's going on around you in your environment. And then we're going to be taking a look at a challenge or block. And oops, I'm going to take that too because I want it to come out. Okay, and then a possible opportunity that's coming in for you, Cancer. So let's go ahead. Now, I did just do your opposite sign of Capricorn before this reading. It's a very powerful reading. So for those of you who have Capricorn in your life, I would recommend watching that because you might be able to kind of get a chance to see what they're going through from the other side of the coin, so to speak. So we have the Devil. This is the energy that you're bringing into the week here. Now, don't get, for those of you who are not very familiar with the tarot, this is not a scary card. It's just a card where we are learning about the restrictions that we place on ourselves. This is where we're looking at where we've chained ourselves to something, maybe told ourselves that we can't do something because of this, or where we hold ourselves back from pursuing something because we're holding ourselves back maybe through procrastination or a habit that we have that prevents us from really going out to do something that we need to be liberated from something here to be able to, what I'm seeing over here, which is in your environment, is to make use of an opportunity. And this opportunity, the Ace of Pentacles, is a gift from the divine that we can either choose to take or not. And it is something where it's like this little seed of potential. And we have this opportunity, and for many of you, there's a potential here. There is that opportunity. And it's going to allow you to move on from something. The Six of Swords speaks to that. It speaks of actually transcending and truly transcending mental limitations that then translate and come into the physical world to show you that you are far more capable of doing something than you had once believed. And that really does speak to the understanding of the power of our thoughts and our thought patterning that really allow us to either stay where we are and where we get stuck, or which allow us to actually kind of expand our horizons and move on. So there is this beautiful opportunity here from the universe that's allowing you to possibly expand your horizon. Now, kind of looking from the past, moving into the present. We had the Knight of Pentacles. It shows that, you were kind of moving pretty slowly. You were doing one step in front of the other. You were you had your seed, you were planting, you're doing the things needed to ensure that as you plant this seed, the crop and the harvest would come to bear. This is a card of Virgo, and Virgo is the sign that represents the harvest. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, that speaks to getting to that place of truly being able to nurture something into existence. This is, it's the mother archetype. It's the understanding that when we want to grow something, it takes time and energy and patience and single-minded focus. But with the Ten of Swords coming in, it says something came in here. Even though you were doing everything right, you were step by step, you were dedicating your time and energy, something happened in your experience that brought you to your knees. And we all go through this moment in our life, the Ten of Swords. And what's interesting, the Ten of Swords did come through in the Capricorn reading too. So I would definitely, again, for those of you who have a Capricorn in your life, you might see how that played out for them. But the Ten of Swords really speaks to being brought to our knees, where it's almost like this, you see this individual laying down here with 10 swords in his back. It's overkill. It's where we sit there and kind of throw our hands up to the universe and say, really? You're going to make me lose my job on top of the fact that my partner just dumped me, on top of the fact that my parent just passed away, on top, it's like one of those kinds of things where you're like, really, what else could you throw at me now? But the beauty of the Ten of Swords is that it's happened. You were brought to your knees, but you're still standing. And the ultimate beauty of it is that this was the closing out of a cycle. You've gone through it. That's it. You've been at your lowest point. There is only literally to go up from here. Things will only get better. It also speaks to this individual will stand up, and he will be able to look down at all the swords and choose his one sword of truth, the truth that he realized about himself as he went through this experience. And that's what he gets to bring forward. It's now his sword of triumph, of I now know this about myself. I know how strong I was. I know what I had to go through. And I'm taking this with me as proof of what I've gone through. And now you have this lovely chance, this almost like kind of, when we get put through that kind of test, it is the universe saying, okay, now here's the new opportunity, or here is the opportunity for the new, for you to finally move on from this and to expand now your horizons. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some additional cards here. We're going to dive deeper into the challenge or the block that you're facing. Then we're going to get advice from Spirit as to how to really kind of help overcome that block. And then we're going to look into the opportunity that wants to come out for you. Okay, Three of Wands. I love it. Opportunity. Now, for some of you, this is in your challenge position, which is interesting. So for some of you, the devil coming in, this may be that kind of week to really look at where you're holding yourself back from possibly seeing an opportunity that wants to come in for you. Sometimes we can tell ourselves that an opportunity isn't for us, or that we're not ready for it, or that, no, I couldn't do that because, because again, we tell ourselves all kinds of things like the devil. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. I'm going to chain myself to an idea that I have to, work a 9 to 5 because that's what I've always done. But now all of a sudden you have an opportunity to work for yourself. And that's the opportunity that's coming in for you. But you're like, no, I have to keep my stable paycheck. I don't know what that's going to be like. And what this is blocking you from, with the Seven of Cups coming in, is what's happening here is that there's this kind of entanglement of you're preventing yourself from really seeing, I think, you're holding yourself back from a world of opportunity that's out there. But then also, I think for some of you, feeling this kind of, I don't know what I want. There's so many options. You can see with this depiction from this deck specifically, it looks like the individual is almost being tortured by all these options of like, oh, I could do this and I could do that and I could do this and I could do that. And the Three of Wands is saying this is the card of your ships are coming in. And it says that there is an opportunity that is presenting itself. That's this right here, this coming in. But with Wands, it's about taking action. You have to choose to take action to kind of take the universe up on what's coming in. This would be like you watching from the cliff. The original depiction of the Three of Wands is an individual with his back turned to us, looking out over the edge of a cliff face with his 3 wands. And this would be like if he watches his ships come in and he's like looking at the ships, but he never goes down to take action, to go down to the dock, to go up to his ship and take from that ship what he was hoping was going to be coming in. So there's something here around that of, I think for many of you, there is an opportunity that is presenting itself, but there's this feeling of kind of, because you feel chained to something, and generally the devil is when we are chaining ourselves to a sense of security, or a false sense of security, we end up then sitting there not clear on what actually is our opportunity, we're not getting to the heart space of what we actually want. Now, the Nine of Cups, this is what Spirit is asking you to embrace. Nine of Cups is it's the heart's dream. It's being in a place where you have a lot to be emotionally grateful for, but there's one missing piece to get to the Ten of Cups, which the Ten of Cups is our ultimate feeling of emotional fulfillment. It's bringing a little piece of our version of heaven down to earth, made manifest. And there is Spirit's asking you to get very clear as to what is that missing piece. It's not a world of like, if I move here, this will make me feel better. Or if I move to this job, this will make me feel better. Or if, or it's almost like the waiting instead of saying something's coming in for you. It's here. You just have to get very clear as to what that is. And I like how then the Queen of Cups comes in after that. That's your card, Cancer. And that is the card of understanding the value of your own cup. And what does that mean? That is the value of your spiritual connection to your experience. It's all of your dreams, your hopes, your needs, your wishes that need to be met in this experience or need to be experienced for you to feel an emotional connection to your life experience. The Nine of Cups says there is that one, that kind of like heart's yearning of like, what is it that is that missing piece? And if you could go for it, if there's an opportunity to go for it now, right here, then can you have the faith to nurture that, to honor? The Queen of Cups honors her cup. She holds it sacred. Now, we have the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords in this, with the Ten of Swords. And I think for many of you, there's an opportunity here to gain some clarity. That's what the Page of Swords speaks to. It's taking that sword that you discovered about yourself here, about the strength that you have, about clarity on who you are and in your experience. And this is where we get to go out and start to work with it. We start to work with that sword. We start to see what it's capable of. We start to want to see in what context does my truth hold up to the greater truth of my experience. And with the Ten of Swords, there it is. It's that, and I like how they show in this depiction, it's, yes, you were stabbed a bunch of times and it was awful and it was painful and it was hurt, but one of those pierced through you to allow the light of illumination to come through, for you to see something about yourself that you needed to see, that you would never have seen before. And it's time to go out there and brave being able to see what that is. And that's what the Six of Swords speaks to, transcending your own mental limitations to see how much further this part of yourself now, like where it fits, where it belongs. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some clarifiers. We'll get a little deeper into this message. This can also be where you're looking to gain clarity on, what happened to you. How did it happen? Why did it happen? And now getting to that place of kind of emotional, getting to a place of being grateful for seeing the positive in that you went through this, but maybe in going through that, that's where the opportunity came in. That's where something happened. But now maybe you're chained to, again, a fear that's associated with that Ten of Swords. A fear of, but I was brought down. So I'm just going to cling to what little bit of security I have here. And I just want to say at the bottom of this deck is the Four of Pentacles. And this is where we are holding ourselves back from investing out of fear of loss, fear of physical loss. So that's where we're just kind of sitting in this holding pattern of, I have my Four Pentacles and I'm just going to cling to them. So Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is kind of the card of burnout. Yeah, okay. So we have the Two of Coins, you have the Knight of Coins, you have the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Two of Coins is, the day-to-day. It's the juggling act that we have. The Knight of Coins is trying to figure out how to prioritize one thing in that day-to-day of sitting there and saying, I can't just we all have to obviously juggle multiple things every day. But this is where the Knight of Coins comes in and says, okay, well, let's just, try to start prioritizing one thing again. Now, you tried that right back here. And I think that that's the thing. There's a level of burnout that says, I went through all of this already. I went through the day-to-day juggling. I tried to do the step-by-step in the past. And the Page of Wands coming in, I think I'm just seeing it this way. There's a feeling of wanting to liberate yourself from this. That this is not what you want to keep doing. The mental burnout, the feeling like you have to you're just kind of slogging through it. You're the weary, wounded warrior that has to just stick it out day to day, while also somehow trying to make a plan. And in reality, Here's this inner spirit, this inner fire. It's almost like, this is the Page of Wands coming in. She's like coming in saying, here's the wand of passion. Here's your inspiration. This is what you want to do. And you're like, no, I'm too worried. No, if I leave all of this, if I leave my pattern behind to follow fun, to follow what feels good, to follow inspiration, I'm going to go back to here, because there's the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. I'm going to go back to that lowest point. What if the bottom falls out again? But the Nine of Swords is just the illusion. It's the negative what ifs. It's going down it's like the Chicken Little. It's that the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It's like, yeah, the sky may fall, but now you know what you're capable of, and you have every ability now to be able to handle what comes your way. And I think that this is saying that it's time for the cycle to be done. And what might break this cycle is actually you following your own inner passion. And that is the opportunity here, the opportunity to liberate yourself from this cycle of burnout, trying to do everything yourself, or just feeling like you're juggling day to day and can never quite get the plan in place. Okay, so we have the Sun coming in for the Seven of Cups. The Sun is illumination. The Sun is also illumination of your authentic self. And I think that's, I think for many of you who have maybe kind of been juggling, like, well, what is it? What is that opportunity out there? It's the realization that it has to come from you. That who is the inner being within you, the free inner naked child on its swing. And we have the Five of Pentacles on top of that. This is, I think, also liberating. It's bringing illumination to a poverty mindset, to where you feel like you've never had enough, you can never earn enough, you can never kind of get out past a certain level of, because this is, Pentacles. This can really speak to, I can't get past a certain level of a physical threshold. And that could also be what you're like clinging to. That is, we go from the Four of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles individual doesn't want to invest or change what he has because he's afraid of the Five of Pentacles happening right after that, which is a perceived loss. That if I invest in moving to a new location, if I invest in following a new career path where I have to leave a current place of work, if I invest my time and energy in a new creative project, that somehow that's going to lead directly to a loss, a physical loss, either that monetarily I've lost out, or I'm losing out on that time that I can put towards something, or I'm losing out in that I will be left out in the cold, that other people might not support me in my investment. And there's this illumination coming through, I think, as to why maybe many of you are kind of stuck in this holding pattern of, but maybe that's better, but maybe this is better, but maybe that's better. What's the real option for me? Because it's more about the fear of where this poverty mindset comes from for you. It's more about the fear of moving forward. And this is really a great place for you to really get clear as to where that started with yourself. Did that start with your parents? Did that start with, your first experience of going out into the work world? Did that start, there's all kinds of, places where a poverty mindset can sneak in. Is this where, for some of you, you might actually be expanding beyond where your family had always been. This could be where maybe your family always, as far as they could get, they could only, earn X amount of money. And suddenly now there's this opportunity for you to earn 5 times that amount of money. But you're too afraid to go there because in the past, maybe you went for something and it didn't work out. But this is saying maybe now it's time to see that you've grown past that. You've learned a truth about yourself. And this is all about this opportunity coming in now is going to show you why you had to go through what you went through. That now it's the time to level up. And now it's the time to exceed past your own limitations and possibly however far you thought you would be able to get in life, it's going to say there's a lot more. Yeah, the Star and the Nine of Cups. It's that guiding hope, dream, wish, but it's getting to that from an emotional place. What do you feel you want to experience in this life? And that's going to be your guiding principle. It's beautiful. The Star is comes out when it's time to get moving again. So we have 6 of coins. This is a return on your investment. I like how we go from the 4 to the 5 to the 6. The 6 reminds us that in the world, in our experience, where there is always a balancing act, there's always a pull towards balancing, towards balance. This is a reminder that we will always get what we put in. It might not happen immediately, but it does happen. And this is the kind of karmic scales coming back into being. So it's saying, nurture your inner self to understand that whatever you want to invest in now, or whatever this opportunity is to kind of start to level up or to expand beyond your own previously thought limitations, that it will be a return. There will be a return on that investment. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see what this, the Princess of Swords and the 10 of Swords. I'm hearing, I just want to have fun. Cancer, you can just go out and have fun. You can. We have the Hierophant and the 5 of Cups. Yeah. The Hierophant is what we choose to believe. It's, the Hierophant can be the structures in our life that we put in place or that we choose to follow. It could be even our own internal value system of us telling ourselves, well, we have to do it this way. I have to work this hard. I have to do it in this way because this is what society says is good. This is what my family told me is the right way to do something. But the Hierophant is also someone he's the high priest. He can see another way. He can see that there could be a new system in place, that there is a new way to do something. And with the 5 of Cups coming in, the 5 of Cups speaks to a disappointment, to a loss. It speaks to 3 cups being spilled, but yet there are 2 cups behind this individual still standing. And I like how they come out here. It looks like he's kind of looking at this individual, almost like with this look of like, how dare you be opening that box? There's like a Pandora's box a little bit coming through here. Like, how dare you open that box? Look at all that we've lost. Look at me standing here. I have nothing. And you're going to be sitting here playing with that box. Like, how dare you? And there's a feeling with the Hierophant of getting very clear on it's what we believe we're capable of. It's what we believe we have to follow. It's what we believe who we have to be, because that's what we've chosen to follow. And this is saying maybe now it's time to follow something different. Maybe now it's time to kind of open that box to see the magic that lies within towards something new. And it's time for this 5 of Cups to let go of that pain, to let go of. This can be where we're so focused on what went wrong, so focused on those that didn't support us, that we lose sight of the beauty of the actual deep connections that we have with those who supported us during this time. The partner that went through it with you, the friend that was always there for you, the parent that was, the family that opened their arms up to you when you went through that darkest time. Whatever it is, there's something here about redirecting your attention away from what didn't work towards what did, and now understanding how is that going to allow you to see a new way to do something. How is it going to challenge your perceived beliefs of what you're capable of? Time to open that Pandora's box, Cancer. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple additional cards here before we close out the reading. Let's go ahead here and see, what does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? Okay, we have hostilities, number 26. Now, this card always represents to me, it kind of has a 5 of Swords energy of, I'm going to just hold my ground at all costs. And I'm going to look at anybody who tries to come and challenge me as an enemy, or anybody who, it's almost like that sort of truth you learned from, that you picked up here. You're now using it to battle everybody. Instead of just realizing that this is the sword that in just you owning, just the clarity about yourself, that's enough. You don't have to wield it like it's a weapon. You can literally just gain confidence from the understanding that you have that sword from the divine. So let me go here. I like that also. It breaks down to the number 26 breaks down to the number 8 in numerology. And that really speaks to personal empowerment, of leading from a place of the empowered self. Yeah, and we have the 7 of Wands. I like this version of the 7 of Wands because it shows the individual. She's having to maintain her composure, but she's not doing it in a way that is outwardly aggressive. She's holding her stature in a very kind of Zen way, that she understands from within what that star is. It's glowing right there within her. And that is where she's going to make her decisions from. She's not going to openly attack others. She's just going to defend her decision to follow her star. Yeah, and the 3 of Swords. It's the wounds of the past. It's the heartache. It's the pain. And we can want sometimes from coming from that place of pain to put up our defenses, to say, no, you just, go away. I wish I could lean into my star, but it's just been too much pain. And I'm just going to fight anybody who tries to come in and say that I can do it in a different way, or I can move on. This can also be where we don't want to move on from the pain, where we are kind of stuck in that place of, yes, but they hurt me. Yes, but it's pain. Yes, but, the 3 cups spilled. And I'm going to be the one standing here, just when people might be reaching out their hands saying, well, come over here. Here's a new opportunity. You're like, no. The pain. And I think this is saying, instead of trying to sit here, there's a feeling a little bit of like kind of being stuck within your own cycle of pain, and not allowing others to come in to help you open yourself up to the star, to help open yourself up to that there's so much beyond the 5 of Pentacles. And if you can get very clear as to what your star is and to start to really support that, there can be a chance to liberate yourself from almost protecting the pain. Now, we can go through periods of that where we want to sit and kind of, and I'm going to use a word that some of you might, feel triggering, is wallow. But sometimes we do have to wallow in the pain. Sometimes we do have to honor what we've gone through. We do have to honor the people who have hurt us or the situations that did bring us to our knees. But then we have to realize that there are chances to move on, to transcend. And that is where we can actually really dive into the true energy of the 9 of Cups, is being grateful for all that we have that is in direct opposition to the pain. All that has come from that pain. All that we now know is valuable to us. If we lost a friend group, or we had to turn our back on people who, didn't support us. Well, what about the people who did? And can we be more grateful for them? You might have had, a work experience that didn't work out for you, and it was, awful, and you maybe let go from a work environment. And yes, you're bitter and you're angry, and you do want to sit in that. But then now you realize, wow, that's what I don't ever want to go back into, and I don't have to. So I can understand now where I can find a better, more supportive work environment in the future. But there's something here, I love it, says surrender comparisons with other people. It says keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Yeah, this is about really diving into the Hierophant, the belief. What do you believe you can create for yourself? It's not what other people, that's what the 7 of Cups can kind of be. This can be like, well, somebody else said that this could be great, and somebody said that could be great, and I was told I have to do it in this way. And this is saying we all live our own life experience. It's very different. And if there is this Page of Wands that wants to come out and play, that's directly tied to a great hope, dream, or wish for yourself, it's time to start following. It's time to start embracing that part of yourself. I'm just gonna pull an extra couple cards here. I want to see what comes out for the surrender comparisons as a final point here. Sometimes we can get to that place where we also feel like we look at our experience and we're like, we don't have as much as other people. Well, it might be because maybe you're looking in the wrong place. Yeah, death. There's something, there is a perspective of yourself that needs to be let go of. And there's the Ace of Swords. So both you and Capricorn got the Ace of Swords. So you're coming to it from two different ways, which I think is really interesting. So again, if for those of you who have a Capricorn in your life, go back and read that. But there is something here with death and the Ace of Swords that really speaks to, there is a part of yourself, who you were, that that individual is gone. The individual who rises up to join the next cycle with the Ace of Swords is a new person. And that person went through death. So now you're a different person. You can't compare yourself to other people who didn't go through that experience that you went through. That's unique to you. And it's time now to get very clear as to this death might even be a way of being, a way of what you thought you had to follow, a way of how you thought you had to live. And now it's time to release that and go forward with this sword, but in a way that is kind of curious. The Page of Swords is the curious individual who wants to learn, who wants to understand, who wants to gain context, who's ready to move on, who's ready to get in the boat and say, okay, I have my sword. Who else wants to come with me? It's a beautiful message, Cancer. It's one of where I think there is an opportunity coming in. This is a key time to liberate yourself, to take an opportunity that is really going to help, I think, level you up in some capacity, allow you to move on from past pain and heartache, and really allow you to get to a place of following your dream again and realizing you have an opportunity here to break a poverty mindset. It's almost like going through that glass ceiling. Like you always thought you could only go here. And what this boat is offering is like, if you go this direction, we actually are going to ascend to a much higher place. And if you look back, you'll be a lot higher than if you just stayed here. So there's something kind of like that, Cancer, coming through here for you. Very powerful reading. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. I look forward to reading for you again in next week's Illumination reading and sending you lots of love, Cancer. I understand the pain, but you have an opportunity to move on from it now. All right. Bye, everyone.